Hello everyone, a warm welcome to another edition of Hard Copy. I'm Maokbe Ogun. From the 8th of this month, Christians will be in what they call the Holy Week, the week preceding Easter and the holidays. As always, Nigerians will be traveling from one place to another to be with their loved ones for the holidays. But how safe will their journeys be? Well, last year, in 6 days during the Easter period, 77 people were said to have lost their lives and 358 were injured in 90 road accidents across the country. Will the rate of crashes crash, not just for this season, but for the rest of the year? Well, tonight, my guest is the Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal, Dr. Boboye Oyeyemi. Dr. Oyeyemi, you're welcome to Hard Copy.
Good evening.
Now, let's quickly take a look at the figures. 77 people in less than 1 week of Easter last year. That's at least 12 people per day dying of vehicle accidents on our road. And that figure, the FRSC says, was 9% lower than the figure for 2015.
Yeah.
What's your projection for this year?
We intend doing better. You know, between that period and now, we've injected about 450 operational vehicles, patrol cars, ambulances, and recovery vehicles. And in addition, we've expanded the command formations. If you look at the recent development along Abuja-Kaduna Road to the Kaduna Airport, we've opened 8 operational bays and 4 ambulance points. The same thing, by and large, within the last 1 year, we've opened 35 outpost commands. And with the government's positive disposition, with 450 vehicles, we've been able to expand, we've refleeted. That means the old vehicles have been replaced, boarded off. So, and I think we're more prepared now. And if you see, the visibility is more pronounced now. You are just back from Kaduna, you can see what is happening on the highways. And it's the same pattern all over the country now. We have more zebras, the ambulance points. We have more outposts. We have functioning vehicles. And this year is also, it looks promising.
So which means that you've made investments. The federal government has made investments into the Federal Road Safety Corps. But then the investments must come with some targets. What is your target for reducing road crashes this year?
We look at the same platform of last year, the reduction pattern of 15% and 25% of crashes and 25% of the fatalities. Because you must look at the trends. The trends will give you the pattern. And the roads are getting better now. The Abuja-Kaduna is okay now. It takes just from the Abuja airport to Kaduna airport, that's about 198.5 kilometers. But from Suleja to Kakao, that's to inside Kaduna itself, that's about 160 kilometers. So the roads are getting better. You also look at Lagos-Ibadan now. Is getting better. The gridlock is no longer there. The bridges have been completed. And what you should be asking me now is, what are my plans when all these road networks, the roads under construction
because you're
completed?
Just saying that the roads are getting better. I was going to ask you whether or not the road crashes happen when the roads are better or when they are bad.
We observe with this now, my major problem on the highway has to do with speed. As the roads are getting better, we're having more crashes involving private vehicles than commercial. It's giving me worries because there are lone crashes. And with the heat, you see the temperature presently, we are still dealing with some cases of tire blowouts. So as the roads are getting better, most of the crash effects has to do with the speed violations, tire blowouts. And when you are talking about the speed, it goes with the loss of control. And when you have a tire blowout, also it goes with the loss of control. So our initial analysis is that most of the crashes, and 50% of the crashes were speed related, still stands, with a loss of control of 16%. And now with the temperature at about 40 degrees in the extreme north, an average of 37%, we're experiencing tire blowouts. Like Abuja-Kaduna, most of the crashes we've experienced, they're not more, the frequency has dropped, but it's more of a tire blowout because the traffic has increased because of the closure of Abuja. So nationwide, by and large, we expect that we should be able to curtail this, and with the advocacy, the enlightenment, and the education we are giving and the support we are getting from the government now. The same thing with the state governments. Like we mentioned earlier on, we have about 16 states now that have set up their state traffic management agencies. The collaboration is going on, and the support we are getting from the government. I believe the sensitization towards to the public of the need to be safety conscious, I think, is increasing. So I foresee that there will be movement nationwide. It's not going to be towards one area, because nowadays when you see 4 days holidays, you see a lot of movement. It's not limited to the southern part of it. It's nationwide now. So I foresee the more the people can be sensitized to know the dangers, one, on the issue of tires, on the issue of speed, on the issue of need for concentration, and to reduce the fatigue, I think it will be much better. We recorded 77 last year. I believe we should be able to bring it down more than before with our more presence, the more logistics we have now, and the approach we've taken now. So I believe that
people who crunch data usually look at percentages, but when you put these things in terms of real lives lost, 77 people.
Those are lives. The figures are lives.
Yes, there's a lot of people. And, you say you're looking for a reduction, and you've talked about speed being one of the violations. Time was when the FRSC, people used to fear the FRSC because they could sense, it would seem, your speed from, miles away, and the moment you're approaching, you wave down, your flag down, you know what you've done, and you're booked. Does that fear still exist? And have you made the necessary investment in, still being able to detect people's speeds, for instance?
Yeah, why we could have forced that then was the presence of the toll plazas with the radar guns. We still have the radar guns now. By that time, the radar picks your speed at a distance, about 5, 10, 20 kilometers. Then a signal is sent to the patrol team at the toll plaza. So your citation is already waiting for you. Now, we have a policy. We don't pursue offenders. You pursue offenders, it leads to fatal crashes. So what we do now is that we note the speed and we use the flying tickets. We've started that. But we believe with what we are doing now, the issuance of flying tickets, we'll be able to bring it down.
Let me get you clearly. Are you saying that you still have the radar guns? Or
we have radar guns.
You still have that?
We have radar guns.
Are you saying also that you would have loved a situation where we still had toll gates?
I think toll gate is coming back, and I commend government for that. We need toll gate, not only for that, for security purposes. Toll gate has multi-purposes for using. Even if you're on the road and fatigue sets in, by the time you get to a toll plaza, it's a place for you to park, to take a break, to rest when there's fatigue. But now you don't have that provision. That is why sometimes some of the crashes are due to fatigue. And people are afraid of just parking by levi's to just rest because of fear of attack. But I believe the way we are going now, we've gotten radar guns from the World Bank. We've gotten some of these things too from the multinationals and in our procurement processes. So I think we're going back on course. But we cannot pursue offenders. I don't support that. So I introduced what we call the flying tickets, and it's working. We record your speed, we take your number, we have the national database. So I send a citation to you. You fail to report, I get injunction to produce in court, and I prosecute you. I have about 201 mobile courts, so I get you prosecuted. Simple.
Let's take a look at another policy which you are pushing very aggressively, the speed limiting device, which is added for commercial vehicles. Only. Now, here's what a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria says on that. I'm going to have you listen to it.